So, shit. Hello and welcome to the Red Side. This one is a pretty special one. This one is not going to be the usual Red Side podcast. It's going to be about the other side. So, please welcome two very special guests, two people that I've been very close with and that Divyansh also knows very closely. Mahir, who is a Chelsea fan. Mahir, kya hal hai?
बुरे.
Or Karan, who is a Man City fan. So yeah, we actually found one.
Yeah,
We
it's
actually.
it's it's rare, but yeah, I hope we find a Champions League. So,
Were you a Man United fan first, or?
not really, but yeah.
So the Nottingham fans say, champions of Europe, you won't think ever that.
Oof.
Okay, let's not throw strays out here. Okay, uh, and also the regular Divyansh, क्या हाल है?
ठीक है यार, excited हूँ, nervous भी हूँ. Ten Hag is playing good ball.
पट रही है?
थोड़ी सी, I'll be honest, थोड़ी सी, but हाँ ठीक है. Like Anfield है तो उस चीज का थोड़ा सा एक वो होता है ना कि एक mentally थोड़ा सा रहता है कि हाँ यार चलो, there is chance. But
Hmm.
what Madrid did with us, I'm really not hoping कि same चीज हो जाए. So थोड़ा सा, but हाँ, Wolves के साथ एक अच्छा मैच हुआ. Like goals मिले and I think the second goal जो था Wolves के साथ काफी मतलब अच्छा, मतलब प्रॉपर काउंटर अटैक था. इजी अच्छे रन्स बनाए थे, स्पेसेस अच्छी हमने यूज करी थी, तो आई थिंक प्लस साला स्कोर्ड, सो दैट विल गिव मच मोर कॉन्फिडेंस.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But
व्हाट
anyway,
अबाउट यू दो?
yeah, me. Oh, I'm buzzing. I am buzzing. I shouldn't be
Naturally.
because, yeah, I shouldn't be because
आई
I'm.
मीन आर्सेनल वन, टॉटनहम लॉस्ट.
They
That's
lost
the best result you can expect.
exactly, and so because this is the other side, we still don't have that side because they don't even deserve to be on here. Uh, um, but yeah, we had a we made a pig's ear out of a very simple game. So it was it it was great. Feeling that was great, but at the same time, you shouldn't need a 97th minute winner against Bournemouth at home. That so yeah. Anyway, but this is not about me. This is not about Divyansh. This is about Mahir and Karan. This is about Chelsea and Man City. So I'll just kick off with you, Mahir. Um, Chelsea are having a pretty subpar season according to their expectations. You've spent $600 million or pounds, sorry, 600 million pounds,
Yeah.
and you are almost in page two. Uh, you are celebrating the win against Leeds like you have just won the Champions League. So, how is the mood around at Chelsea on the blue side?
Uh, before I start, actually, I would like to thank both of you to allow us on this podcast and express our feelings about our teams. And yeah, so I mean, it's really horrible because we have spent this much and we expected a lot. And before also we spent itna sara, we brought in a lot of players. We kind of expected a very good season from Chelsea because the way they started also, and they just couldn't retain it. And after this new players also, the form is horrible. No one is scoring. The stats are there, right? Like four goals, I guess, in the whole time, in the whole
2023,
span after. Sorry, you're on mute, Divyansh.
the whole of 2023 you are saying all the
No,
four
no, no. I,
goals.
I guess after November, I believe. So yeah. Anyway, malab, the stats are there. It's pretty horrible. It's pretty rough for everyone, and the pressure is always mounting up on the manager. Because he's the one who must have, he must have not taken the decision to spend that much, but he has been in that decision for sure. So yeah, I mean, we are expecting way better results than this, and Leeds ke samne to, I mean, they are 17th, 16th. So we expected more goals, and we created chances, but like there's no finishing, nothing. So I guess in every department, I think that we are shit. We are shit right now. That's the truth. But yeah, up and above, I guess like maybe this might be the tipping point for us, कि थोड़े से wins और आ जाए. But yeah, let's not hope that it goes to the second page of the table.
So I have a question. Like, is Mudrik a Potter signing? Because he is not regularly playing.
Yeah.
He just got saved by being on the bench for the whole game and not creating a 007. So how do you feel like what was the mood when you got Mudrik?
Uh, yeah, I guess. I mean, Graham Potter must have, seen some strategic points, some points that he would have felt that okay, Mudrik will add something to the team, but clearly is not getting to like if he has signed him, if it's his decision and he's not making him play also, then it's really horrible because the amount of money also that they spend and the efforts also they put in to get him, I mean, it's all going down the drain because he's not getting the minutes. I mean, I'm not sure how good a player he is until and unless like we'll get to see him play, right? Like regularly. So yeah, I mean, it's a shit show for him also. Like not from him, but from the manager if he's not making him play. And I'm not sure like what exactly was the mood uh, of Porter to sign him because like if he's not allowed to play, then why did you get him? And you knew that you're going to get all these other players also. So why spend a lot of efforts after him? So yeah, not sure.
Heath, you're on mute.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so your signings have been pretty weird, like throughout this season. If you look at the signings that Todd Bowley made first when he came in, it looked
Hmm.
like he was just going gung ho on superstars in the on the recognizable names, and he didn't care what Tuchel wanted. He
Hmm.
got him one player, Aubameyang, and he played 60 minutes under Tuchel, and then he fired Tuchel. So it was pretty weird the way that administration was functioning. But after that, you went and got Brighton's entire staff, didn't you? Like you also have their
Hmm.
talent, their recruitment team. I'm forgetting what's that guy's name. Something from a V, the guy that you guys brought in on the recruitment side. Uh,
Yeah.
and so if you've, I don't think you've invested in bad players. I think your players are pretty good. Like Enzo is good. Enzo, we've seen his quality. We saw his quality in the first game.
Yeah.
Mudrik, Mudrik. I have no doubts that Mudrik is going to be a good player.
Hmm.
Fofana is looking great. Badiashile is great. Your players are great. It's just that whether Potter has that. Um, is Potter meant for Chelsea? Because he looks like a Spurs coach. If I'm being pretty honest, he doesn't
Hmm.
look like a Chelsea man. So
Right.
what have you seen so far in Potter that
Hmm.
convinces you that he's the right man?
Right.
And you
And
know what?
so
And you know what? Like there are talks that Chelsea is looking for De Zerbi as a replacement for Potter as well. So what? Like, I mean, what kind of connection do you guys have with Brighton? You got
not
everything
sure.
from them.
They're doing well. That's the only thing. And that's the only thing that we can afford also now after spending a lot. But yeah, so like while asking this question, Heath, you touched on this very sensitive topic and like about Tuchel, and I still believe that Tuchel would have, I mean, they should have kept him. And I'm 5 or 6 games bad games, 5 or 6 losses, and you throw someone out, especially when he made Champions League trophy possible for us with that OG, not the OG, but the original squad that we had. I mean, what else can you ask more from him? So, yeah, that's a very sensitive topic for me that Tuchel should have been kept, and if not, then bring him back again. I mean, I'm not a Graham Potter fan right now. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing, and the another one is I do believe that the players that we signed are really nice. The issue is that they are not clicking, and I again feel that it's not something on an individual level, but maybe on some strategic level or the game planning, so to say, that whatever plays that we plan or whatever moves that we plan. So clearly in the yesterday's match also, I uh, very religiously watched my Chelsea's match in a bus, sleeping in a very small cabin, and managing the network. And also, yeah, I watched the match, and I do realize it in every match. So we're shit in finishing. Okay, that is fine. The mids are really good, okay, but still there's a lot of turnovers. Like Jorginho used to do a lot of crazy turnovers near our own D and things like that. Luckily, he's out of the squad now, but no, like irrespective of that, we still do that. And thirdly, the pressing was horrible. We were not pressing at all. I don't know what the strategy was, because Leeds is a very fast attacking squad, right? Like they play on the counter and all. So if you're not pressing enough, like they'll find the space, and they'll just go and finish on the goal. So I don't know what strategies Graham Potter is deciding on, and clearly the players are not either not happy with him or his strategies, or they are just not used to those plays. And also maybe that's the reason that the players are not like all this good squad is not clicking with each other.
Yeah, that makes sense because just don't think players respect him. I
Yeah,
genuinely don't think the players respect him. Your thoughts on it, Divyansh or Karan? Kick it off. Cook Chelsea. Let's cook
it's
them.
already cooked, man. It's already cooked all over the
All,
world.
all I wanted to ask is, what according to you is the best 11?
Okay. uh
So you want Kepa in goal or want Mendy in goal?
Man, that's a tough choice, because I was earlier I was a Mendy fan, but like in the World Cup also he did not perform well, and clearly Kappa is doing much better now. So yeah, like from the current form, I would say Kappa in the goal. Defense, I am a very hardcore Reece James and Chilwell fan, and because both of them, they do really good defense offense, like a proper fullback should, and they put their life into the game. And plus they are smart players, not just that they are very hardworking, but they are very smart with their decisions. That's what I think. So yeah, so my fullbacks would be Reese and Chilwell if possible, Aspilicueta also in place of Reese. um, for the center backs, for the stoppers, I would say, um, yeah, I mean, I used to love when Espilicueta was a stopper for us. So maybe bring him back. I know he's not that tall, he's not that strong, but he used to, work his own magic on the defense. So maybe that, or then Thiago Silva and Koulibaly. Because, yeah, I feel that Koulibaly is much more than he is in Chelsea. Like he used to play really well in Napoli. So yeah, I did like him back then when he was in Napoli. So yeah, maybe expecting a couple of things from him from that place. So that's my defense. For my mid, I would want Enzo for sure, and Kante. Kante is the god for Chelsea. He's the engine room of Chelsea. He used to be. I mean, let's hope that he is back from the injury, but let's hope that he gets to play the whole game again like he used to. So Kante, Enzo, and maybe Mount, because we have seen a really good side of him in last year. So my first choice would be Mount, but yeah, with all these new players, I mean, I'm still not aware about the potential that they hold. So for now, it is Mount, but yeah, Mudrik and all those people are also really good. Uh, in the attack, I am really not sure, because like Kai Havertz is being played as a center forward and like a proper CF, where he cannot play, like he's not used to it. And then we have Obama Young, who does not play. And I used to like Timo Werner as a center forward or a striker, but now he's out. So for the attack, I'm really not sure. But if I have to
Lukaku.
choose three, oh yeah, he'll be back, right?
Lakaka,
He's going to
Lakaka.
be back, Lakaka. Yeah. So with the current squad, I would say Kai Havertz, because he was the only German who performed in World Cup, as a striker, as a forward. So yeah,
And
Kai
Jamal
Havertz.
Musiala.
Jamal Musiala,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Let's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Shame he died on 29th May, but sorry, that was a very bad joke. I was trying to relate Musiala with Musewala, but sorry, it was a very bad joke. I
Oof.
tried it, it failed.
Press F in the chat, guys.
It failed, it failed, it
For whom?
Open to interpretation.
So
Right.
you made
Yeah.
two really big calls. Aspilicueta को खिलाना in case of Fofana. So that's a really big call.
Hmm.
And you are playing Mount in the center midfield when
Hmm.
clearly he's not, you can say, playing in his own way under Potter.
Yeah.
So why? Like why Mount and why not? I mean, you got truckloads of people.
Hmm. Right.
Not in the
Yeah. So
midfield though. They're like a
They got a
donut.
couple of
There's nothing there in the middle.
they got a couple of good guys. I mean, I'm forgetting the name. I think Noni Madueke.
Chavaminga.
No,
Noni
no.
Madueke played last night, right?
He's a winger, right? It's more of a winger.
Like he
Andre Santos might be someone that starts for them in the future. But
Santos is
wow.
right now in Palmeiras, right?
Yeah. No,
Palmeiras
I
or
think
Flamengo.
is he a right back or is a midfielder? The young kid
नहीं
from
नहीं
Brazil.
अभी मेरे ख्याल से वो लोन पे दिया हुआ है ना पाल्मेरास को या शायद उसको सांटो उसको दे रखा है सांटोस को या फ्लामिंगो को दे रखा है शायद ब्राजील में
Hmm.
उसको लोन पे दे रखा है
Hmm.
Okay, I was not aware about it.
Hmm. But yeah, your midfield. The biggest problem that you have right now is that you're playing Enzo in a six. He's an eight. Like you're playing players out of like Potter put Sterling on left wing back.
Yeah.
He is clueless.
लीग विंग बैक
Yep.
Left wing back. Jigglebacks on left wing back. What is he doing? My man is twerking on the wing. What are you doing? He
I
was
don't know.
he,
That's
he was
yeah.
marking Harry Kane against Spurs. Sterling was marking Harry Kane. That is the dumbest shit I've seen in my life.
uh, in
मार्क हैरी
Gujarati, there's
मगवायर
a
फॉर दैट
saying,
शिट
right? Sorry.
मार्क हैरी मगवायर फॉर दैट शिट
In Gujarati, there's a saying, right? Ram to kari gyo, ram to muki di do. So Porter must have realized that there's no role of Sterling other than, giving him some minutes and also might as well just make him those, kya kehte hain, markings and all those things. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so those calls again, it is based on one simple fact that I do not. I do not believe that Graham Potter. I mean, I do. I really want Tuchel to be back or someone like him. And those are the strategies that I used to believe in as a Chelsea player. That they used to resonate with me. So those kind of plays and all. Like they were quite motivated under him or before him also, but definitely not under Potter. And so the issue with bringing in this many good players at this high cost is, so one is that a lot of people are going to expect a lot of high amount of results. That is one thing, but the other thing is, let's say that it all clicked in, everyone is playing well. What's the long term goal? Because with so many good players, you'll again have this issue that whom will you keep happy, whom will you keep satisfied, whom will you play? And definitely all these young players wants to play every minute of the game, right? So what's the long term plan also here? It's just, is it just about two seasons, 1.5 season, where you'll again, sell off this players and earn money out of it? Was it that decision, or you really want the club to be built like it used to be? So yeah, that is also one concern that I am having as a Chelsea fan.
I think what Potter, like what Boli did is like he got confused. At the start, he was like, "Let me buy all the best players," and then when he saw the success of teams like Man United and Arsenal, he was like, "No, no, let's go for a project." So
Mhm.
he was in two minds, and he still hasn't decided.
I
And
mean
I
he can
think
also do one thing
yeah,
he can buy like 10 players he can take a punt on that 10 at least 3 या 4 तो चलेंगे जो बाकी नहीं चले he can always like sell them for a if not a higher price then somewhat high price आप 10 मिलियन का प्लेयर लेके अगर उसको 12 मिलियन बेच रहे हो तो you are still if not earning profit at least you're not paying their wages anymore
yeah,
but हाँ तुम्हारे 10 में से 4 प्लेयर तो चल ही जाएंगे तुम्हारे एंजो कैन If they can make Joao Felix a permanent signing, they can. तो वो
Hmm.
चलेगा. If someone can get Mudrik to play, he can. Badiashile is looking good. Good. Fofana is looking good. So at least ये 5 नाम तो मैंने अभी दे दिए हैं. हो सकता है 2-4 और अच्छे हों. And if you are buying like 15 players, at least अगर तुम्हारे 7 अच्छे निकल रहे हैं, so you can always earn a profit on the remaining 8.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be a goal.
Yeah. So, Karan, what are your thoughts on the whole Chelsea situation?
I think it might be too early to tell because Arsenal were also in the same situation last year. But the only difference I feel there is that the passion with which Arteta was defending, and even managers like Mourinho told that no, Arteta is a great manager. Just give him time. Next year, he'll be at the tabletop, and apparently, so it seems. So it might be too early to tell, but if you club that with some bad owner politics and a manager that, as you mentioned, is in double minds, so you can't really expect that kind of miracle, which not a miracle, but that kind of grit that Arsenal pull through to Chelsea. So it might take some more time, and what Potter did with Brighton will be very difficult to achieve with what he can do with Chelsea because the stakes were very different. The money spent was very different, and the pressure from the owners and that is completely different at the moment. So I think those dynamics probably won't work out. And lastly, the fact that why did they fire Tuchel? I mean, such a Sundar manager, you should have not have done that.
Virtual fist bump, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
the I think the comparison with Arteta is pretty unfair.
Yeah,
And
that's what I said.
Yeah.
It's you can't do that. No, no, I
can't do
completely agree on that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And the main reason is when Arteta came in, if you remember the FA Cup that we won, our
Hmm.
backline had Mustafi and Socrates in it. And the
yeah,
right
yeah.
back was Bellerin, and
Very,
left back was Saka. That was our
Yeah,
back
yeah,
four.
yeah. He was the left back. Yeah. You
So
you guys won against Chelsea only, right? That FA
Chelsea
Cup.
and Man City, we beat those two
Yeah.
teams
Yeah.
in the run to the FA Cup. So
Hmm.
I think when he came in, he decided to, like, he had a pragmatic approach, the same
Yeah,
approach that Ten Hag has right now, where
exactly.
he's just defending and hitting on the break. The
Hmm.
way what Rashford is doing, that is exactly what Aubameyang was doing
Yeah,
in those days. So
Yeah.
it's basically the same approach. He then took time and then he advanced his philosophy. What Potter is doing is he's trying to go to the second step directly. He's not winning games first.
yeah.
Like, you have to win games to get to
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
see, I actually like what Karan said. It was good. I mean, but मेरे को एक चीज पूछनी है. What like what did Potter achieve when it came to Brighton? Because De Zerbi in his first season, he's already they're in the European spot. तो I mean, मेरे ख्याल से कभी पॉटर उनको यूरोपियन स्पॉट नहीं दिलाया था उसने. I mean, yes, they
No,
might be
it's
a lower
yeah.
league table.
Hmm.
लोअर लीग से अपना लोअर लाइक सेकंड हाफ ऑफ द टेबल से आप उनको फर्स्ट हाफ के टेबल पे आप लेके आ गए हैं. बट आई मीन इज दैट इनफ फॉर अ लाइक मैनेजर टू बिकम द मैनेजर ऑफ बिग सिक्स एंड देन आप सीधे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो कि चैंपियंस लीग में आगे जाएंगे हम, मतलब विल फाइट फॉर द लाइक टाइटल स्पॉट. मतलब ऐसा क्या था कि लाइक व्हाट डिड द ओनर सी इन पॉटर?
So I think primarily for any small team to come in the top 10 for a decently consistent time is a big achievement in itself, which Newcastle at the moment is doing, which
Yeah.
a couple
With
of
less
other.
budget as well, with less budget as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like Leeds
Newcastle,
did last
yeah,
year as well with Marcelo Bielsa.
Mhm.
And
yeah. So
and yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Karan.
yeah, so I think the achievements when we mention small teams are very low. Like, so some teams
Mhm.
just come into the PL that okay, this year we will not get relegated. That's their battle to fight.
Yeah.
So even if you come in with that mindset and you're like, okay, we are going to finish top 10, we are going to get some heftier sponsors, and we are going to up our game. And so I think those are the small achievements for them. And when Chelsea fired Tuchel, there were a lot of other names also involved, but apparently they wanted someone from England, the coach. So I guess that's why they went with Potter. But I
Hmm.
think he shouldn't have. He should have stuck to Brighton. He'll be like, no, I'll have this and I'll make this big.
I mean, De Zerbi is playing better. Marco Silva of Fulham is playing better, and they just came up.
Yeah.
And this Marino is being linked with the return to Chelsea as well. Marino is
So
being
is
linked.
Zidane. So
Z-
is Zidane.
Zidane is linked. Zidane is linked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think
I just
So
want Marino
it's
to
like a
back in the
butterfly
PL.
effect, right? Is I mean, for the managers, if a top six, big six team has a spot left for a manager, then all the big names will be linked. And if it does happen, like if let's say it won't happen, but let's say that Ten Hag comes to Chelsea, then that spot will be open, and so like a whole butterfly effect is going to happen someday. But yeah, let's hope for the best.
Something like what we saw last year in F1. But
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, I think with everything that has gone on with Chelsea, I still think that the performances, I if you stick by Potter, I still see some results coming, but I don't ever see him winning you a league title. I
Mhm.
see him getting you to top four, but I don't see him getting you to a league title because he does not have that fighter's mentality, that winning mentality,
like
that
Arteta has, yeah.
or
Yeah.
Mourinho or
Yeah,
like
Mourinho is in a different class
exactly like
altogether. Yeah,
Ancelotti or any
yeah,
of
yeah,
the other Chelsea managers that you've had in
Yep,
the past.
yep. I think that
I'm not
top four
saying
is also a
Benitez had
very
a
tough
much more
job.
winning mentality than him.
Yeah.
hmm?
Sorry, Divyansh?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying this Benitez had a much more winning mentality than Potter is showing right now.
Yeah.
When he won you the Europa League.
कहाँ दुखती रग पे हाथ रख रहा है तू? The entire fan base hates Benitez. They all hate Benitez. But
Yeah.
anyway, to just wrap up on Chelsea, you guys just won against Leeds. It was clear that if he loses Leeds or Borussia Dortmund, if he loses either one of them, he's out. And you guys won against Leeds, so that's a
Mhm.
great result for him. For him, not for you.
It is. It is.
It is
Yeah.
a great result for Potter, not for Chelsea.
Yeah. He'll
Uh,
sleep better. Yeah.
now against Borussia Dortmund, what is your prediction going into that game?
Uh, so the first leg, I think that we could have won it. I mean, the chances we had created, the opportunities we had, and the way also we played, like it was much more energetic than any other game with Potter. But yeah, I think that we still have a chance there. Like considering again the strategies and all, it was going in place. It's just that the finishing wasn't there, or just we were just getting unlucky. So I think that we can still win it. Maybe 2-1, 2-1, like on the aggregate.
So 2-1 aggregate. So that would be
Expecting two
yeah,
goals out of a Potter team. That's a big say.
yeah, 2-0. 2-0. So
It is,
basically,
but considering the first leg, I think it is possible at least with Dortmund. I wouldn't say that okay we can turn the tide over Man City or some other team, but I mean there's something that we play, the way we played against Dortmund, it was clicking with the players. It's just that we were
भाई
not able
मैड्रिड
to
के साथ
finish.
एक्सचेंज करेगा.
Tottenham.
नहीं लास्ट ईयर का बहुत बहुत
मैड्रिड के
खराब
साथ
याद
कोई एक्सचेंज नहीं करेगा.
है. लास्ट ईयर नंगा करके हराया था हमको.
हमको भी.
नहीं,
उनको इस साल कर रहे हैं.
but तुम लोगों की बात अलग है. You guys have strippers at the back. Like you literally have Joe Gomez at the back, and
यार
what
ठीक
more?
है.
He's
यार
twerking.
पता है कोनाटे आ गया. कोनाटे इज बैक. कोनाटे इज
हाँ
बैक.
he is
वैन
back,
डाइक इज
yeah.
लाइक बैक. सो और पता है आई मीन Vinicius Junior he played really well but I don't think Alexander Arnold except that Eder Militao goal he was that bad defensively. तो प्लस यार वही वाली बात होती है ना कि अगर आपके मन में इतना ज्यादा आपने हवा डाल दिया है कि विनीशियस जूनियर लाइक ही इज अ क्लास प्लेयर बट एज अराउहो शोड ही कैन बी डिफेंडेड अगेंस्ट. तो थोड़ा
Mhm.
अगर मतलब ज्यादा वो रहे ना और आई थिंक हैविंग कोनाटे इन द टीम गिव्स अस मच मोर फिजिकलिटी and much better game reading. I mean, I'm ready to sell Joe Gomez at a price of 15 million right now. It's
You know,
just that nobody can give
there's one team I
nobody
actually
can
think Joe Gomez would do well at, and that's this team. I
City.
genuinely think he'll do well at this team. The boys in
Why
the blue.
what's the reason?
Because he's a very forward passing ball playing center back. He looks like a little bit worse of a version of Ben White when he plays. So if he plays off the right, where his main
Mhm.
job is to just overlap with the right wing person. Imagine him combining with Mahrez. Just imagine that on the right hand side. That looks right somehow.
Hmm.
Even though he has no pace, so he can never fit into that Manchester City team.
Yeah.
But
इंजरीज
as
है
a
ना उसके यार,
backup,
वो पेस पता है, उसके
he's
अंदर
good.
पेस थी, उसमें पेस थी, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज इंजरीज इतनी ज्यादा हो गई हैं उसको रिसेंट टाइम्स के अंदर। तो अब बंदा कॉन्फिडेंस इशू इतना ज्यादा है कि मैं पेस अगर लाऊंगा तो मैं इंजरी हो जाएगी, इंजर्ड हो जाऊंगा मैं, तो एक ये भी रीजन रहता है। प्लस फिर ओवर टाइम इंजरी से मतलब क्लब अप होकर आपकी पेस वैसे भी कम हो ही जाती है।
Yeah.
And you cannot compete with Kyle Walker at the age of 32. He's like playing way better than what this guy is playing at 23, 24.
No. That leads us very smoothly into the next topic, which is Manchester City. You guys are having actually a pretty good season, like but
Yeah.
that season is, um, I think, for a rebuild season, because I don't think this is you in your prime, as
No,
you
no,
as we
definitely
saw.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
gelling. You are trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
do something different, and
Yes.
even for that, you are playing very well, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So,
Yeah.
what have you thought about this season?
So I think the main reason why this is happening is because Pep is making very calculated moves. He's making very calculated signings. And if you remember last year when we signed Ake, so he probably made him sit out for the entire year, not letting him play. Probably, I guess he didn't even start a match. Probably played some FA Cup or some lower leagues matches, something like that. But when you look at him this year, I'm like, wow, okay, Nathan Ake, who? Like, he's doing amazing jobs, going for headers, and a similar case with Akanji and Alvarez as well. And so, what I'm guessing is next year, like this year, we signed Phillips from Leeds. So, I think next year, the younger strata of the team would be in amazing form. And I think that's just because how Pep, thinks, and how he will mold young players into machines that cater to his playing style and eventually panning out things favorably.
So basically, what you said was Pep is only creating machines.
In a way,
So
yes.
can we say
Yeah.
that he's creating robots, like 11 robots playing on the field, as like there was this one interview of Henry जिसमें वो बोल रहा है कि
Yeah,
बार्सिलोना
I
में
agree. Yeah,
एक बार वो
actually, I was going to
बंदा
mention
आउट
that.
ऑफ पोजीशन
Yeah,
था,
yeah, I was going to mention
पेप ने
that.
उसको तुरंत हाफ टाइम पे उसको सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दिया
Yeah,
जस्ट
he
बिकॉज
subbed
एंड
him
ही
off.
स्कोर्ड अ गोल,
Yeah, yeah, he scored a
ही
goal.
स्कोर्ड अ
Yes.
गोल, बट उसको नहीं, क्योंकि वो पोजीशन में नहीं खेला इसलिए उसको हटा दिया।
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that is
एंड
something
व्हाट इज
that
द रोल ऑफ जुलियन
is
अल्वारेज देन, बिकॉज ही इज अ
s-
फॉरवर्ड एंड हालैंड इज
yeah,
अ फॉरवर्ड,
yeah.
तो कैन वी सी अ 4-4-2 प्लेइंग?
I mean, that could be, but then again, sometimes when we see that Phil Foden will come on the left wing and then he will try to assist the players who are playing in the center. And considering lately how teams have been molding their team formations at a more frequent basis to have an upper hand in front of other teams, I think a position to stick by for the rest of the season isn't feasible in modern football, because what we saw with Argentina, especially in the World Cup, like they chose to fight Netherlands with three center backs, and I think that was the Dutch formation as well. And similarly, also when we see that sometimes they will just do a fine tuning of a classic version but yet not play the classic version. So I mean, a 4-4-2 might be feasible in some games, but sometimes when he Pep just wants to be Pep, when he wants to be go out all attacking, probably 4-3-3 might come into picture.
I think what I've seen with Man City this year is that because Alvarez is more like that sort of, he's like a mini Sergio Aguero.
Yeah,
He's very
yeah,
mobile across the front
yeah.
line.
Yes.
He's very tenacious as a player. So when you have him, your entire team goes into muscle memory,
Yeah.
like how they used to play with him,
Yes,
and
yes.
that's why you play much better.
Yes, yes,
Without
definitely.
with Haaland, the
No, no, no.
interchangeability is not there.
Haaland, no, no, no. So I have some mixed views on Haaland, but yeah, I think he connects what he was connecting when he came, because I think the World Cup gap really had an effect on him, because not playing high level football for that long. I mean, the physicality obviously isn't affected, but the connect and the chemistry, I guess, is a little bit, because even if you see the first 25 minutes we play, he will have hardly 3 or 4 touches, and they would be probably, okay, was this a shoot? I think he got off balance. So that kind of touches don't translate well into a striking center forward.
So was Haaland a first pick for you? Like, मतलब हालैंड के साथ अपने को पता है कि वो चीज आपको गोल्स दे सकता है, बट कैन ही डू एनीथिंग एल्स? फॉर एग्जांपल, आई मीन
Um,
द जो एक मेन टॉक हुआ था ट्रांसफर विंडो, इट वाज डार्विन नूनेज अगेंस्ट अर्लिंग हालैंड.
Yeah. Yes.
व्हाट वी कैन से इज राइट नाउ कि डार्विन नूनेज इज कनेक्टिंग मच मोर वेल. जैसे उसका जो वो था, असिस्ट था उसके साथ, अपना साला के साथ जो गोल हुआ था एवर्टन वाले मैच के अंदर, तो इट वाज अ प्रॉपर काउंटर अटैक एंड वाज अ गुड काउंटर अटैक. प्लस उसके वो पेस है, पेस अपने हालैंड के पास भी है, तो बट कैन हालैंड डू द सेम थिंग?
I think yes, he can, but I think he needs to change his probably his mentality, because recently in an interview I saw, I think Henry was talking, and he was talking to some coach, and he was like, "Why am I not playing well?" Like he was putting fingers on, this player does not pass. He's doing this. Why shouldn't I get the pass when I'm in this situation? And then the coach explained it to him that, okay, I hear you, but um, look further
Yeah.
behind those reasons. What is the reason? So he said that, okay, suppose if we take Haaland for example, so whenever he plans to play with Silva, Silva will always do a little 1-2. He will turn back again, open the wing. And if he wants to play with KDB and Haaland are a lethal combo lately, because
Mhm.
so whenever he wants to make that run, I think he needs to be sure that, okay, KDB needs to have a piercing assist and then he can finish. So I think he needs to adapt on the field, with players' chemistry where he is at the moment, because it can't be always possible कि कोई भी अंदर ball डालो मैं बस finish कर दूंगा. That
Mhm.
won't work out always, and that we can see in the second half of the season. It's not working out well for us because there are other players who are also scoring goals.
I've
So I think he
seen that.
needs.
Yeah, I saw Haaland do a little bit of that against Arsenal at
Yeah, yeah, it's happening lately. Yes.
yeah.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
was on the wing and he was trying to
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's
run the
happening.
channel. Yeah, I
And
saw
the
a little
assist
bit of
that he gave to Gundo, I was like, oh, that's really interesting, because I wouldn't have expected. I was like, he was going to go for the power back net approach, but pleasantly surprised. I was really surprised at that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then I have a question. Like, if Haaland does everything, then what will other players do? Like, I believe that modern football, modern sports is about role playing, right? I support that fact. So I believe that Haaland is meant to score goals and not to go around the field and do other things, which Nunes is doing, and hence the comparison I feel that is invalid. But I still feel that if Haaland is doing what Nunes or any other, like let's say Salah also does on the wings, then what else will other players do in the team?
No, by that I mean having a different chemistry with each of the different players that he wants to play with. At the end, we all know that he's there only as a goal scoring machine and he's going to score big goals. But for that, you need to adapt with every player that you want to play with and adjust your main focus, that is scoring goals, accordingly, and not just going head in that, no, I want to score goals.
Hmm. Right, but lately he has been giving assists also. So I remember one goal. I guess Foden had scored. I do not remember the opponent team, but that was a very beautiful assist. Like from the left wing on a counter, he gave the slab on the other side of the D,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Foden had scored this sliding goal. So yeah,
Hmm.
he's definitely capable of everything. He's a machine, not just a
Yeah,
scoring machine, but he's a machine. Yeah, but
Mhm.
So I just want to raise this controversial topic. This Haaland season or that Suarez season, the 13-14.
That's a Suarez season. It's a Suarez season.
the season has not ended yet, so meet me when the season ends.
Because I think Haaland is on course to about 40 goals,
Yeah,
right?
mhm.
He's
He
at
can. He
20.
can.
probably would be very
Yeah,
like very probably would be.
because a couple of more hat tricks and he's already above
Yeah, he's done.
Suarez.
Yes,
But I think the catalog of goals scored by Suarez in that 13-14 season, the type of
actually.
goals, they were
Hmm.
pretty like impressive compared to
You
Yes,
this.
yes.
you only have to see the match against Norwich for that matter.
That
चार
hat trick he
गोल किए,
scores.
चारों के चारों
Ah, yeah, yeah,
चार
yeah.
गोल किए, चारों अलग अलग टाइप के हैं.
Yeah.
one of them including a free kick. मतलब it
दो
was
डी के
it
बाहर
was one
से.
of the high D के बाहर से, तो it was
Yeah.
one of the most beautiful, you can say,
Yeah.
magic
I would
moments
agree. I would
in the
agree.
Premier League.
At the same time, he had a 4 match ban in the start of the season because he loved the taste of humans. So
Mhm.
uh, that caused him a 4 match ban. But anyway, we're
Yeah.
getting sidetracked. Apart from that, the biggest thing that's going on with Man City this year are the allegations. How
Yeah.
do you
Let's
feel
talk
about,
about that.
because
Yeah.
essentially what you're doing is you're giving hope to Man United and Liverpool fans that all of your titles will be, because you see
Three titles for us.
हाँ
Yeah.
देखिए शहर बसानी भिखारी पहले आ गए सबके सब मैन यूनाइटेड एंड लिवरपूल फैंस हैव बीन लाइक oh give us the
Okay.
titles right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you let
Stevie G
Spurs
needs this title. Stevie
if
G
you
needs
let
this title.
Spurs win a
Stevie.
Carabao Cup,
Sorry, Iffy.
if you
FA
let
Cup, FA
Spurs,
Cup, FA Cup.
no it was the Carabao Cup, the one जिसकी फाइनल के पहले उन्होंने जोजे मुरीनियो को सैक कर दिया and then they had like Ryan
अच्छा,
Mason.
I think उसके अलावा शायद एफए कप की भी बात हो रही थी शायद, कि आई थिंक 15-16 का जो एफए कप था शायद उसकी बात थी, पता नहीं किसकी, मेरे को ध्यान नहीं आ रहा,
No. The
पता नहीं.
only cup final, the Tottenham have only been in 2 cup finals. One
Yeah.
against you guys, and
हाँ
the
हाँ.
other against Man City. Those are the only 2 cup finals Tottenham have been in.
So
Uh,
you are saying Harry Kane might be defined by not only the Audi Cup but the Carabao Cup as well.
Audi
if,
Cup.
if you guys let them win that, I am never. You took all of our best players. You took our identity of attacking football, and then you go and let Spurs win a trophy. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, jokes aside, what do you feel about these allegations?
So I think, not coming from a finance background, and I can't even fathom how rules are twisted. So I really don't know what's gonna happen. And considering what happened with Juventus is, shit might get real too soon. But let's see how that pans out, because I absolutely have no clue how they are going to defend all those allegations. But I think I have some positive hope that shit does not go down.
Yeah, I do.
असल
I
में
don't
एकदम
think
से
they're
वो
going to.
सारी की सारी न्यूज एकदम से कम हो गई, जितनी भी न्यूज आ रही
Yeah.
थी कि लाइक मैन सिटी की, एकदम से आई थिंक एनी अदर टॉपिक माइट कम अप, बट वो चीज एकदम से एकदम साइड ट्रैक हो गई.
I think इसको रिजॉल्व होने में 2 साल तो मिनिमम लग जाएंगे. But
Could be
at
Yep.
this
like.
at the same time, I
बिकॉज
don't think they're going to go as
एलिगेशंस ऑफ
far as
फ्रॉम
stripping them of
एलिगेशंस
titles.
ना
I,
18-19 तक तो है ही एलिगेशंस, उसके बाद से उनका नॉन कोऑपरेशन भी है.
Hmm.
तो दो चीज के मतलब मेजर एलिगेशंस तो दो चीज के हैं.
yeah. और मुझे पता नहीं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि they will not be stripped of titles. There might be a points deduction, 15-20 point deduction in that in whatever season they get to, but I don't think they're going to get like
मैक्स टू मैक्स रेलिगेशन हो सकता है.
I don't
मैक्स टू
think they're
मैक्स
going to get
रेलिगेशन.
relegated.
Relegation
It's a
is
lot
just
to ask
too much
for,
of a
Abhishek.
stretch. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much of a
You
stretch.
Juventus had to literally bribe the entire FA to get relegated. So I don't think they're going to get relegated. But there is a smoking gun. Like they have like a 90 million sponsorship deal with a company that only owns a mailbox.
Yeah,
So last time I know, a mailbox does not make 90 million. So
Not in this era.
no,
yeah.
so it's pretty
Unless it has some
smoky.
good Italian friends, I'm gonna say no.
The contract would have also been mailed, not mailed.
Yep.
That Mancini contract, that is
Hmm.
something out of the world. Like he was getting paid double his salary. One, he was getting paid from Man City, and the other, some club in UAE that was paying his family.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's a pretty weird thing that's going on with Mancini. But if that does happen, does that put you in a situation where you feel like, okay, would you see this, would you want this ownership to go, because they've already done their job. Any ownership, you are a big club now. I'm
hmm.
not one of those guys that says that, oh, you are not a big club and everything. You are a big club. You've been a big club for the past 14 years. You are the fourth most successful club in fifth, fourth or fifth most
Yeah.
successful club in England now. So you have record goal scorers, you have legends, you have everything. So you are a big club. But and when these owners leave, you will get new owners. So do you want
Yeah.
new owners or you're just happy?
To be honest, no, because the whole chemistry with Sheikh Mansoor and the family is just very well put. And I don't think so. If that chemistry goes away, I don't know how will that translate well to the management and to the manager, and then drip across the whole team as one. So I wouldn't want
What
to
if
go.
you get another Middle Eastern owner?
No, it's not about just the money, but it's also about the money and the connections as well. So even if we get a richer owner, probably the richest world has to offer. But in my opinion, I would still like to stay with them, because if you are an owner that would invest so heavily in a team that isn't what it is today and still grow with it, so that definitely speaks about your character more. So why not have them in the glory days when they were in the
Yeah.
rough patches of
Because
the time as well.
you haven't spent your way out of this. Like
Yeah.
you have spent your way to success, but there are
Hmm.
multiple ways of spending money.
Yes. Yes.
Your expenditure is almost the same as Man United in the
Yeah.
last 10 years. So that tells you that this ownership is very structured. Look
Exactly.
at you and
Exactly.
compare yourself with PSG. Their owners
Yeah.
are crazy.
Oh, PSG is a different topic
And
altogether.
it's a whole different politics.
So
Controversial opinion. I think PSG won't get under the radar anytime soon because France has the Ballon d'Or to offer. So they are like very closely knit. And चलेगा आप पे नहीं
And it's
करेंगे
the
हम सर.
governments playing there, not the owners.
my man kidnapped someone just to get the Qatari bid. Like, what more do you need to do to
Yep,
go into jail? Like, this is the level of corruption we are talking about
yep.
with PSG. So I genuinely think that while it is sports washing, and see now I think with PIF coming into the Premier League with Newcastle, we like you guys are the little guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
You guys are the little guys. Like
Yeah.
PIF has $350 billion in assets
Yep. Yep.
compared to your 32.
It would be very
So I
interesting
have
to
a
watch
question.
this
I
unfold.
have a question with Karan. Like, how soon do you think Newcastle will be the new Man City?
Um, I think a differentiating point would be when um, they are not able to achieve so many things in a row and in a systematic way. And what I mean by that is, it what will happen with Newcastle will probably define that money will not be able to get you cups, will get you
Mhm.
championships, and will get you titles. So I think once we see what's the scenario that's developing on the Newcastle front, we'll be definitely able to know that okay, money is not the only thing that adds play.
I
That,
mean,
that
we can already see that with Everton and Man United, like
Yeah.
before like a month ago.
Yeah,
I,
but Everton and Man United fall into a slightly different niche. The reason being that their owners are not from the Middle East. So
Mhm.
once this happens, so probably you could see, okay, chal kya raha hai.
the Abu Dhabi between
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Manchester City
Abu Dhabi.
and
Yeah.
Newcastle United is going to be amazing.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
But to be honest, Newcastle, out of if there is any other fan base in the world that deserves this, it is Newcastle. Their
Mhm.
fans are so passionate, and they are a big club. Like
Yeah, yeah.
in
They
my
have been a
opinion,
very big club in the history. Yeah,
yeah, they're a bigger club than Spurs. They
yeah,
deserve
yeah.
to be there, and
Yep.
For you, every club is a bigger club than Spurs.
Club. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, not really. Not every club is bigger than Spurs. I would say that Sheffield United, no, they are bigger now because they own them as well in the FA Cup. So probably who
How
did they
long were
beat
you
before
sitting
that?
on that?
So they are not bigger than Grimsby Town because they are ahead of them in the FA Cup. They're not bigger than Sheffield United because they lost to them. So probably Luton Town, maybe that's the level that they're at. But
What about Portsmouth?
Oh, Portsmouth have won more trophies than Spurs in the last 10 years. So that's just out of the question. Anyway, like enough shitting on Spurs, but yeah, I think Newcastle fans deserve it because they have the longest trip down.
Hmm.
Every year you have around like 7 to 8 matches in London, and their fans take like a 6 hour train journey to and back. And
Yeah.
for a working class city, that's the level of dedication that you
Yeah.
don't really see in fans. So if any fan base deserves it, it's Newcastle fan base, and they
Yep.
are going to be so annoying.
Oh.
I can feel it. I feel the
I
heat
have a
right
question.
now.
I have a question with all four, like all three of you. Will Newcastle be the fourth edition this year, or will Liverpool or Tottenham be at the fourth spot? Like, who do you think between the three of them?
I want Newcastle to be
Yeah,
like
likewise.
like Heath mentioned that they deserve it, and plus the money they have, but yet they've not spent that much, and they are performing so well. They've
I don't
gelled
think
so well.
anyone deserves it. I don't think anyone deserves it because if you're at the end of the, because what gets you points, winning or at least drawing, right?
Yeah.
अगर
Hmm.
तुम्हारे पास points नहीं तो how do you think that you deserve it? You might play good football, but at the end तुम deserve क्या कर रहे हो अगर तुम्हारे पास point नहीं है तो you should have won.
But Newcastle have
If
only lost
Chelsea
2 games
Yeah,
whole
they're
season.
against
fighting
us,
well.
against us,
Yeah, both
ठीक है.
games against you.
Is that the reason that you brought out this point?
Okay, how long were
नहीं
you
मतलब
sitting on this?
Flex.
But what's your
all I'm
prediction?
asking
Like,
is
yeah, that's what you're asking, right,
Yeah.
Divyansh?
नहीं, all I'm asking is whether Liverpool or Tottenham or this,
Yeah, the
like
prediction
keeping
for top
aside the
four.
bias,
Yeah.
Mhm.
keeping aside the bias.
So, what's your prediction, Maya?
I'll still stick to my decision. I mean, my view that Newcastle should be the one. I love the way they're playing right now. That's the reason. Like Tottenham, they've been doing the same thing. Liverpool, they have been doing the same thing. They're like playing at that level. But Newcastle is the new one, and they're hungry, more hungry than the other teams right now. So yeah, definitely Newcastle for me.
For you, Karan?
Yeah, definitely it's going to be Newcastle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I would love to have, once Newcastle is all equipped with money and bling to see how it performs alongside City. I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
I actually, and I've been saying this for weeks, even when Liverpool were in like ninth, I think Liverpool makes top four. The simple reason is I've seen the intensity Newcastle play with, and most of their players are injury prone.
Hmm.
And that's what we've seen over the past few weeks that now their intensity has dropped. So while they're not conceding, they're not scoring. So it's they're going down that little path where I think they'll just keep going down there.
Yeah.
And Tottenham are they are bottlers. They are bottlers in chief. They go beat Man City, then lose to Leicester 4-2, then beat Chelsea at home 2-0, and then lose to Sheffield United. They are the most inconsistent team I've ever seen. Never
We
let
did
them
the
know your
same
next
against
game.
City.
That's their motto.
We won against City, and then we lost to Leeds at Anfield.
Yeah. At Anfield.
Yeah.
That's like,
But
This
but
was the first time Virgil van Dijk lost a game in
yeah.
I think 64 or 68 games.
Yeah. I think it
yeah.
was
Okay.
68, 68, 69. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I feel like Liverpool would be favorites for top four. And one of the major reasons is now slowly you see that
I
okay,
mean,
Dibu Konate is coming
yeah.
into the team, and Fabinho is
And
looking a little bit like his old self. So yeah,
Hmm.
having Bajcetic has made the difference. One, two, we are more relying more on Harvey Elliott and someone else on the on the in the midfield and not only Henderson or Milner. Yes, we are using them just to have fresher legs for the next match.
Hmm.
Second thing is कि forwards के अंदर having Gakpo, Jota, Firmino, Salah, and this Darwin Nunez. All five of them are fit.
yeah.
Touch wood. So that's a major thing. That's a major thing. उसके अलावा वही वाली बात आती है ना कि we should have done better against Palace though. Palace के अगेंस्ट सबसे बड़ी गलती जो ये थी कि हमने नाबी केटा, मिलनर और हेंडरसन को स्टार्ट करवाया. So that was probably an average age of more than 30 years. I think 30, 31, 32 years of an average age. Milner is 37, Henderson is 31 or 32, and Naby Keita is 28, 29. हम बूढ़ों को लेके जा रहे हैं और मैक्सिमम बैठा है वहाँ, सही मैक्सिमम क्या वहाँ पे जितने भी अपने फास्ट पेस है, ज़ाहा है, जॉर्डन आयू है, चेक डुकुरे है, ये सारे फास्ट प्लेयर्स हैं, तो ओवर एंड होनी है मिडफील्ड. स्टिल वी हिट द वुडवर्क टू टाइम्स. तो आई मीन
No,
लक थोड़ा साथ में होता तो शायद हो सकता है हम लोग जीत जाते.
oh, but at the same time, like Crystal Palace had Mateta and Ayu. Like if
हाँ,
they had clinical strikers, you would have gone 1 or 2 nil down in that game.
I
But
mean
Mateta can't hit.
I am still at shock कि मटेटा कैसे गोल नहीं किया वो वाला.
Mateta is not able to hit Ocean from the boat. He is shit. He is the shittest striker I've seen in my life. And the funny part is the only team he has scored a goal against is Arsenal. Like that's the kind of team that we have. But anyway, keeping on the Liverpool topic, Firmino leaving.
Yeah, it's a big miss. Yeah, it will be a big miss. I mean, मैं बोल रहा था, I think second episode में मैंने बोला था कि I don't want Firmino to go.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good one. He did serve the club for 8 years and he served them well. उसके अलावा I think 31 years of age, you don't like this is not the peak age, but this is not the age where you can retire or you can go to Turkey, right? Or USA. So I think for having a 31 years of age and being the sixth choice striker or sixth choice forward, I don't think it bodes well. So I understand this point. And you know
But
what the best thing is? He did not talk to any club before he told us. And he will
Mhm.
not talk to any club before the season ends, I think.
I think
That shows a kind of, yeah,
Bobby Firmino is the highest appearance maker under Jurgen Klopp. The
I,
highest number of appearances for a Liverpool player under Jurgen Klopp. So he has been there since day dot.
before Klopp came.
Yeah. And
And I mean, he has been one of the biggest linchpins. And you know what? I think we are trying to mold Cody Gakpo in the similar role because from the past two games, we can see that Cody Gakpo gets a bit more, bit towards the midfield, towards the inner part of the game, and then he tries to link up with other players. जो उसका लास्ट वाला जो गोल हुआ था इसका साला ने जो गोल किया था उसमें द टाइमिंग ऑफ द पास एंड द क्रिस्पनेस ऑफ द पास वाज सो गुड दैट 1-2 विद सिमिकास इट वाज ब्यूटीफुल एंड दैट्स व्हाट फर्मिनो यूज्ड टू डू लाइक आप उस स्ट्राइकर से आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट करोगे जो 2 गोल मार चुका है गेम में पेनल्टी मिली है और उसने साला को बॉल दे दी थी तो मतलब कौन स्ट्राइकर होता है जो हैट्रिक नहीं मारना चाहता
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of selflessness you cannot get from any player
no.
of any
True.
team for the sake.
So that leads us very nicely into the next thing. And the final thing that I wanted to discuss is the prediction for Man United Liverpool game tomorrow. So as of the time of shooting, because I don't know when I'll edit this and put it out, they haven't played yet. So what is your prediction, Divyansh? And then we'll move over to you, Maya.
I'll go last. I'll go last.
Oh,
Yeah, he
you
deserves.
want
He
to go
deserves.
last?
He deserves
Okay,
that.
okay. So okay, go ahead, Maya.
For me, I think with the current form, United might win. I'm not sure about the goal difference, but yeah, it is going to be a high scoring match. So maybe 3-2, 4-2, something like that. I believe that. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm optimistic always.
So you want
Goals
United
देखने
to win or you want Liverpool to win?
I don't want either of them to win, but
draw हो जाएगा.
हो जाए तो अच्छा है. But yeah, I feel that it is going to be a high scoring match.
For you, Karan?
So I think United will
Who
win
do you hate
2-1.
more? That's the question. Who do you hate more?
City,
At
United, I
at
mean.
at this point it would be it's United because I want them to draw points, because they are also catching up really close, being third place and having an unbeatable season. And I was reading somewhere they have scored the most goals after coming from
Yeah,
the uh, World Cup.
World
So
Cup.
that's really a
It's a skewed
staggering point to
statistic
look
though.
at.
because
Cute.
they've played. It's a skewed statistic because when
Hmm.
they say all competitions. Now United
Yeah,
have
yeah,
played
yeah.
more games than any other club since the
Exactly,
World Cup.
exactly, exactly. But even if you say it is a skewed statistics, but to get to that place, because
Yeah,
take United for example last year, and if you compare them to what they are in the second half of the competition, they're already a threat as such. So
exactly.
I would want them to drop points definitely, but let's see. I'm vouching that to win. United would win. Yeah,
Yeah. For for me, if anyone knows me personally, they know I hate United a little bit more than I hate Spurs, and that's
Acha.
because I don't know any Spurs fans. I know a
Okay.
lot of United
So you
fans.
have some things to dish out to people, just yeah, then that's
Exactly, and
yeah.
like my mentions would be full with United fans. I can't hack it. So, uh, but giving the credit to United, the because it's at
Exactly.
Enfield, I would usually go with a Liverpool, but I just don't see Rashford against Trent. That that Rashford going up against Trent, that gives me nightmares. I think he is going to destroy Trent. And that's why I don't think that it's going to be Liverpool's day. But I still think that because it's Anfield, Liverpool will fight back. Liverpool will have most of the possession. United are going to play on the counter as they've been doing. So I feel like it's going to be 2-2. Let's hope for 2-2. Yeah, because I don't want United to get another win.
Yeah.
They're getting too close to
Likewise.
comfort.
Yeah. But so you also agree that it is going to be a high scoring match
Yeah,
and not a
2-2.
boring match.
No. I don't think so. Because Liverpool don't do boring matches anymore. They don't have
Except for that Liverpool versus Chelsea
All
and
or
Liverpool
nothing.
versus Crystal Palace.
the Crystal Palace one wouldn't have been boring if Mateta knew how to kick a ball or head a ball or do something with a ball. Like do something, handball it, do something. Like my man kicks the ball with his knees. He is horrible. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So for me, I think like I'm banking on the fact that it's Liverpool and it's at Anfield. So मेरे हिसाब से with the form of what like United is at, a 2-1 win for Liverpool. I mean boring नहीं होगा ये मैं कह सकता हूँ because it's fucking Manchester United versus Liverpool match. Scene ये है कि with Rashford and all that, I cannot see a clean sheet. But I think that's a good omen that Konate came. Like Konate returned back, so Trent would be filled with much more confidence.
Yeah, yeah, that
Having Joel Matip or Joe Gomez out there partnering Van Dijk, वो नहीं होता है
oh, it would have been a bloodbath, to be honest. They would have been doing to you what you did to them at Old Trafford.
last year, right?
Yeah. नंगा किया था जो उनको, they would have been doing that to you. So uh, anyway, um,
Yeah, I think Nunes, Salah, Gakpo, I mean, they might like yes, they have defended really well, and I think Van Bissaka will play because अगर Nunes आया था, so you need people who can defend well, and frankly, Van Bissaka is a way better defender than Diego Dalot.
yeah,
So वो चीज है उसके अलावा वरान एंड मार्टिनेज लाइक दे आर पेयरिंग अप रियली वेल
Martinez.
Yeah, matters.
मार्टिनेज का गेम रीडिंग बहुत प्यारा है मतलब
Crazy man,
Yep.
crazy.
That's where he wins.
yeah,
तो आई थिंक 2-1 कह सकता हूँ मैं हालांकि पेस उनके पास भी है ऐसा नहीं है विद रैशफोर्ड बट राइट साइड में कौन खेलेगा दैट्स द मेजर क्वेश्चन सैंचो एंटनी और दे हैव आल्सो स्टार्टेड टू प्लेइंग लाइक
Shaktiman.
इन अ
Anthony is literally Shaktiman.
वो आजकल क्या कर रहे हैं कि ये लोग वो अपना फर्नांडिस प्लेज अ बिट ऑन द राइट सैंचो थोड़ा सा नंबर 10 में आ जाता है फिर वेगोस आगे खेल लेता है वेगोस पीछे आ जाएगा तो क्लैरिटी नहीं है काफी ज्यादा इवॉल्विंग है उनका सिस्टम तो वी कैन नॉट लाइक पिन पॉइंट कि हाँ भाई ये लाइक दिस विल बी द प्लेइंग 11 बट हाँ आपका जो सीडीएम विल बी कैसेमिरो फ्रेड एंड आई थिंक अगर तीन जन जा रहे हैं तो सबित्सर हो सकता है या मतलब एटलीस्ट सबित्सर हो सकता है या फिर मैकटोमिने फ्रेड दोनों एक साथ नहीं खिलाएगा वो मेरे ख्याल से।
Yeah.
Yeah, very weirdly actually, Ghost को भी वो they making him play
पीछे
in the
खिला रहे
mid.
हैं,
हाँ,
होल्ड अप के
so
लिए
yeah,
खिला रहे हैं उसको.
पीसिंग मॉन्स्टर।
It's just, but
yeah.
इसीलिए I think you need to win this game. You need to handle your business because the kind of shit that Man United fans come up with, I can't bear it. And they're all over my Twitter timeline. I literally read this. Weghorst has contributed more to United
हाँ
than
एग्जैक्टली
Ronaldo
एग्जैक्टली,
ever did. Ever.
एवर डिड एग्जैक्टली, दे यूज एवर डिड।
He won a Ballon d'Or at
That's
United.
that's what happens when kids understand how to use a keyboard and how to make a Twitter account.
It wasn't even a kid. It was like a ESPN journalist or something.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it was a journalist।
metaphorically a kid. I mean, what do you expect? One of the
मतलब
legends, goats, bhai.
एंड नॉट ओनली दैट, अपनी लास्ट टाइम बात हुई थी ना कि जिसमें कि वो स्ट्रैटफोर्ड पाठक वाला जो था बंदा,
Adam
वो
McCullough.
एड मकोला, उसके कमेंट्स आ जाते हैं सैंचो लाइक सैंचो इज वे बेटर देन साका, लाइक हिज सीलिंग इज हायर।
Sure.
सीलिंग का क्या बात है, सीलिंग तो किसी लाइक बेलिंगम सीलिंग इज हायर, will that make him better than you can say any midfielder who's like Joshua Kimmich?
Ceiling तो चेल्सी का भी हाई है.
By
इतने
मतलब
प्लेयर्स एक ही बार एक के ऊपर खड़े हुए हैं क्या?
the like literally, I know Rashford is playing amazingly well, and I also feel like uh, their Bruno and everyone in the team is playing very well. Ten Hag has done an amazing job, but the team is not overperforming. They're performing what where they should be.
They should. Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. That I completely agree.
Their team is stacked. Like
Yeah.
it's a Premier League winning team that they have. Like that team could easily win a Premier League. Like,
That's what
so
even I was telling Mahir the other day that these guys probably would, because if some goof ups happen and a lot of points are dropped, then they could easily, take that
yeah.
advantage. Because lately, even Arsenal dropped points, City dropped points, and these guys won the match.
And I think that's what I'm worried about because
Yeah,
we
exactly.
both have
Same.
to play each other.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Yeah,
during that weekend, they have a clear run.
yeah.
yeah,
So that's what I'm worried about. If I look at the last five fixtures of both of our teams and compare it with United's fixtures,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They've been sailing through.
yeah, they have,
yeah. They're more consistent amongst the lot
yeah,
lately.
yeah.
Yeah,
But at the same time, they still have before that, before the May run in March and April, they have some tough fixtures. So I
yeah. They
want
have
them in
some.
the Europa League as
Exactly,
long as
exactly.
possible. Be
Hmm.
in the Europa League, be in the FA Cup. Go as deep as you can. Go as deep because I want you to I want you to sustain injuries. I want you to not because that is when I'm giving credit to Man United because I feel like they are doing well. That's why I want these bad things to happen to them because I just don't want them to win. Anyway,
So
to
who, according to you, was
wrap,
the bigger signing, Casemiro or Martinez?
Casemiro by a countryman, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. Definitely.
Because imagine Casemiro with Pogba. Imagine Casemiro if they had signed Casemiro or someone like the profile of Casemiro. Uh, and I'm not one of those Arsenal fans who says Casemiro is better than Partey. No, Ka- Partey is not even like he's not half of what Casemiro is. Casemiro is perhaps the generational CDM.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I don't even think Rodri is better than Casemiro. I think
No,
Casemiro
no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
he
is a different. Yeah.
he's a different beast. So I think Casemiro is in his league of his
Yeah,
own,
yeah.
and then you have Partey and Rodri and all of them.
Definitely.
मैंने वो जो टीम का जिनका जो ट्रायो था, टोनी क्रूज, कासेमिरो एंड मॉड्रिच,
Lethal.
ये इससे बेटर नहीं मिला है। मतलब 37 की एज में मॉड्रिच इतना आगे खेल, मतलब इतना अच्छा खेल रहा है। यू कैन
That
नॉट हैव अ प्लेयर goes out of Tottenham at 27 and still manages to win a
Yeah,
Ballon d'Or,
exactly.
win
Yep.
multiple. I think he has 5 Champions League
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the age of 27. Nobody does that.
I think
They are the perfect. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead, don't mind.
Yeah, so they are the perfect balance amongst those three. Because Modric, what he would do is he would play in the mid and go up. Uh, Cruz, what you do is you would play in the mid and go down to the center back to get the
Very
ball
deep.
and start making, yeah,
Yeah.
very deep. You would be the last man to start a play, to start a move. And Casemiro, though clearly he used to handle the whole no man's land जैसा
उसका
जो बीच का जो
शट आउट
part
का
है.
काम है, शट आउट का काम है उसका तो।
Yeah, exactly. So like I haven't seen that like that kind of a trio who could do everything so dynamically.
Pick after like Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. That's the best
Yeah.
midfield three we've seen. Like that. That's like the MSN of midfields.
Yeah.
With that midfield, oh my god. Anyway,
Start.
uh, before we wrap up, I just wanted your guys' Premier League predictions for different things. So one, we are going to do the Premier League champion, who you think is going to be. Two, the top four, and three, the relegation, who is going to get relegated according to you. I'm not going to do personal shit because they don't mean anything. In my opinion, personal awards mean jack shit in a team sports. So
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, let's start with you, Mahir. Who do you think is going to win the league?
Arsenal.
Do you want
Not
us
to
to?
flatter you, not to
Oh,
patronize you. I want Arsenal to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, for the relegation, I genuinely do not want Leeds to be relegated. I love Leeds. So in
You
the
said
yesterday's,
Same, same.
yeah, actually, I genuinely love Leeds
yeah.
because the manner they have done now, like it's a really good battle that they have fought, and in a very brave way also. And last year they finished 10th. Credits to them. And their first Premier League match against Liverpool, and they gave Liverpool a run for their money. Like it was
4-3
3-0
match.
or something.
It
Yeah,
was it
4-3.
was a 4-3 match. It was very hard fought match.
yeah.
Yep.
तो उसके बाद से
And
मेरे को प्यार हो गया था कि भाई लीड्स कैन बी द
Releases.
टीम आई कैन सपोर्ट। अगर
Oh,
जैसे
definitely.
वो प्लान्स हुए थे ना अपना वो सुपर लीग के, तो उस टाइम मेरा मेरा मेरी इसकी बात हुई थी, हेट की बात हुई थी। ये कोई और को कर रहा था, मेरा पक्का था मैं लीड्स को करूंगा मैं, अगर मतलब ये 6 टीम नहीं रहती तो।
Yeah,
right,
मेरा
yeah,
मेरा
same for
ब्रेंटफोर्ड
me.
था
हाँ,
Acha.
because but anyway I think Leeds are a Leeds are as big a club as Newcastle United, so they shouldn't have even been in the Champions League championship for these many
Championship, yeah,
seasons.
for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly,
The,
exactly.
look at the fan base they have. They're like the entire. They are a one city, one club city,
One
Yeah,
club
just
city,
yeah.
like
yeah, that's the
Newcastle.
advantage they have also. And
Yeah,
legends also. They had legends in them. Yeah.
Alan Smith, uh, Mark Viduka. There's some.
फर्डिनेंड केम फ्रॉम लीड्स ओनली ना।
Yeah. So who do you think is going to get relegated, Maya? So you have Arsenal as the champions. Relegation,
Yeah. So the bottom two right now, Bournemouth and who's the other one?
Southampton.
Southampton.
Southampton. Yeah.
साउथहैम्पटन।
So I guess they both will do. Everton also, it's kind of tricky for me because I mean I have no personal connections with him, but just as a as a human, I would not want them to lose because they've spent so much this season, and it will all go down the drain if
ओनली
they
दिस सीजन।
get relegated. Yeah,
Only this
भाई
season.
हर हर हर
High
सीजन करते हैं
season.
वो लोग, हर सीजन करते हैं। लाइक अगर हमारे पास उतना, अगर हम लोग करते, ऑनेस्टली बता रहा हूँ, वी वुड हैव वन टू लाइक एटलीस्ट टू चैंपियंस लीग्स एंड दिस 3 to 4 प्रीमियर लीग्स। हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है और फिर हम लोग ऐसे कर रहे हैं। वी आर सेल टू बाय वाला हमारा चल रहा है। उन लोगों का ओनली
Yeah.
बाय, सेल होते ही नहीं उनके प्लेयर, फ्री ट्रांसफर पे जाते हैं।
Arre, but this is the worst defense of a team I've seen. Like on a human level, I don't want them to get relegated.
yeah,
That's the like not on a football level, just on a human level.
yeah. But
That's like
just imagine that it
they're
is tough. Like
along with Arsenal. I think they're the only. Those are the only two teams that have never gotten relegated from the top flight. Just
yeah,
those two.
एवर्टन हैजंट।
Everton and Arsenal. These are the only two teams that have never gotten relegated in their history.
That's a
wow,
crazy start.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's like all other teams have gotten relegated. So,
So
uh,
I guess Arsenal is the only one going to be left now this season.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, it's Southampton, Bournemouth, and Everton. So that's
Everton, yeah.
what you think. And what about the top four?
Top four, I guess. Arsenal being the winner, so Arsenal, United, City, and I
United
want
City.
Newcastle.
Wow. Optimism 100.
The third.
Huh, bro?
It's
Wow.
just the way they are playing right now, and I actually want Fulham also to win the top four if it's possible because the way they play. the players are crazy, are crazy.
Yeah, Joao Palinia, I want him at Arsenal.
Palinia, man, I love
I
him.
love him.
I
And
wish he could come to Chelsea because he can be that lethal
कितने
element
चाहिए,
in the
कितने
team.
चाहिए? तुम्हारा वेज बिल ज्यादा होने वाला है.
मुझे मुझे ब्रेड नहीं मिली क्योंकि वो टॉड बोली ने खरीद ली थी। मुझे कुछ नहीं मिल रहा। टमाटर
पता
उसने
चला
खरीद लिए
फर्मिनियो भी
सारे।
नेक्स्ट सीजन चेल्सी में.
But okay, so your top four is Arsenal first, United second,
No,
uh,
City second,
City second,
Ah,
okay. City second, United third,
United third, and Newcastle fourth.
Newcastle fourth. Okay,
Yeah.
yours current.
so I think it's going to remain a pretty same layout, but I think it could be either Arsenal or City this season if things do not go catastrophically wrong at an extent. So I think it's going to be Arsenal, City, and United, Tottenham.
Oh.
Sorry, United
So
and Newcastle.
you're predicting Arsenal to win the league?
Tottenham.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Like I, as a manager, I love Arteta. I mean,
Yep.
when he preps the players in All or Nothing and he has the Liverpool chants going on in the speakers, I'm like, that is a crazy thing to etch players of how you should play under pressure.
Yeah,
And there was a
exactly.
very popular meme that was being passed around, that unpopular opinion, but Arteta was teaching Pep, and I am in double minds about that because that's a very heavy statement to stand. Currently, he's managing the team very efficiently. So
I think
I would want Arsenal to win this season.
I genuinely think that it wasn't that he was teaching him something. It's just that Pep is a tactical genius, but
Oh,
he's not a good
definitely.
man manager. And
Yeah, yeah,
Arteta
yeah.
is an amazing man manager.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So
I
the
think
complimentary was very deadly, with
exactly.
him being the assistant. Yeah, for sure.
And so your prediction is Arsenal, Man City, uh,
United and Newcastle.
United, Newcastle, and
Newcastle.
for relegation.
So the thing with relegation is that I think up until 15 or 16 they have the same points, right?
Yeah,
I
All
hardly
think,
a 2 points
yeah, I
difference.
think
two
last
point
three have the
21,
same points.
23. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think either a bad phase would mold out which team is going to win, because the last three are on 21, 21, 21, and if they have a couple of bad spells, then they are doomed. So right now, I don't even know. It could even be Leicester if things progress the way they are progressing. So I
exactly.
think relegation would be a thing to look out for, because the top four is sorted, but
Yeah,
that is going to be a
Hmm.
nasty scene that gets unfolded.
yeah.
It is going to be like last year, right? The
Last
top
year's
four were
relegation.
decided
Oh,
in the
yeah, yeah,
final
yeah,
game,
yeah, yeah,
final
yeah,
match
yeah.
day,
Yeah.
and the last four also were decided in the final match day.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. I think Man City will win the league. So,
I can
uh,
Come
understand why
on,
you say that
man.
as an
Come
Arsenal
on.
fan. I completely understand you, but I'm saying Arsenal might. Yeah.
and there's yes, we are 5 points clear. I know that, but at the same time, we were 4 points clear with 3 games to go for top four last year,
Yeah.
and we
Mhm.
finished fifth. So I want. I would. I'll cry on the stream if we win the league because
Yeah.
that's something genuinely, not any rival fan, not any Arsenal fan predicted that we would be in this position this year.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Our hope was fourth. So we are genuinely a little bit ahead of schedule, and the amount of injuries that I'm seeing right now: Trossard's injured, Smith Rowe's injured, Nketiah's injured, and
उसमें
Jesus.
It is
फिर
a
इंजर
big.
हो गया.
Yeah. Smith Rowe came back, right? He played in the
Yeah,
last game.
he got injured again today.
Oh.
So
That's
four
Oh.
injuries in the front line. Um, and we have the
खेल
young.
कौन रहा है फिर सामने.
It was Nelson Saka.
अच्छा, रीस नेल्सन आ गया ना. यस.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
uh, and we still have Marquinhos. So if nothing else, we still have that guy. No, I think he went on loan to Norwich. Sorry, so we don't have. Uh, but so I think that this will go down to the wire. I just hope we are in it till the last game. If we lose it on the last game, I'm fine because the last game is us against Wolves, and I know what they're capable of against Arsenal. So my prediction is that we would be either 1 point clear or level on points till the final day, and Man City edges it on goal difference
As they usually do.
as they usually do. So I think that's what's going to happen, and I would be heartbroken, but I would still be very proud. I'm still already very proud of this. Anyway, for top four, I think it's going to be Man City, Arsenal, United, and Liverpool. That's my top four. I genuinely see Liverpool coming back into this. And another prediction, and United fans are going to hate me for this. The difference between United and Liverpool is going to be shorter than the difference between United and Arsenal in points. United
Okay.
would be closer to Liverpool than they would be
No,
to
but
Arsenal.
that could very realistically happen because that's what happened last season, right? Liverpool went on a winning spree in the
Mm,
last, like
yeah,
I think
last eight
the last
matches.
six.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
out of
Mhm.
eight, 6 or 7 they won. It was
Last
like
last to
that
last
boost.
year.
That
Yes.
boost was crazy for Liverpool last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is the game that's going to derail our season, us at Anfield.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think that's just going to derail us. And my relegation prediction is Southampton. I think they're gone. Bournemouth, they're gone. I think both of those teams are. There's no prayer for them. I want West Ham to get relegated,
Oh.
uh, yeah, so that we can get
Came out
Declan
of
Rice on
nowhere.
the cheap. So we can get Declan Rice on the cheap. So
Ah, okay.
that's why I want West Ham to get relegated, but I don't think they will. I'm predicting Leicester to get relegated
Could be.
because
Could be.
Sean Dyche, we all know what he's capable of.
Mhm.
Brendan Rodgers is Michael Scott. He is he is messed up in the head. He's not going to take the
Probably
ball.
the best analogy I've heard in months.
Why is it that I love and hate this analogy?
Yeah. He literally sounds like. Have you seen that video of him? He had like three envelopes in his hand, like
Mm-hmm.
15 games before the final game at Liverpool, and he was like, in these three envelopes, I have the names of those three players that are going to lose us the league. Make sure you're not in one of these.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
But you literally said that you have it in your hand,
Why
and then
not
you're asking them to not
act
be
on
in
it?
it. Is literally Michael Scott. So my prediction is that Leicester go down this year. What's your prediction, Divyansh?
So I'll say Arsenal would win the league,
Oh wow, I'm the
and
only one that predicted us to not win the league. That's not going to go down well.
That's classic Arsenal fan. That's why I said I completely understand you that you will have those
because
second thoughts. But yeah,
प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है जो फर्स्ट पे होते हैं उनको हमेशा डर होता है कि कोई ना कोई कैचअप कर लेगा especially with Man
yeah.
City and their runs they have made over the years in the second half of the like season
yeah,
बहुत प्यारी रही है तो everyone is fearful of City being the second City first है तो डर नहीं लगता है ठीक है कोई ना कोई इनको कर सकता है तो Arsenal I would want Arsenal to win the league only because I don't want City to win the league so often. I mean, I hate Arsenal, but I mean, I just hate City a bit too much.
yeah.
Why
Second,
do you
Arsenal.
hate us? What rivalry do we have?
I hate Arsenal.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it would be Arsenal, City, United, and Liverpool.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, the kind of matches that we are playing, and with players coming back from injury, I think we can go on a much more consistent run
Mhm.
because season दर season हमारे साथ यही हो रहा है. I think after 1920 season, हर सीजन हमारा कोई ना कोई बड़ा प्लेयर इंजर्ड रहा है. थियागो जिस सीजन आया आते ही उसको इंजरी दे दी थी उसने दैट फकर इन द टॉटनहम
What?
एवर्टन
T-Rex.
टॉटनहम
Oh,
दिस गाय अरे यार रिचार्लिसन
Richarlison.
पिजन Richarlison like he fouled him injured at the same game in which that Everton goalkeeper Pickford injured Van Dijk सेम गेम
Oh,
में थियागो इंजर हुआ था उसके बाद वो आया उसका कोविड हो गया उसको तो हैविंग लाइक इन द फर्स्ट सीजन आपको अगर दो बड़े और प्लस ही वाज वेरी इंजरी प्रोन प्लस वो इतनी फास्ट पेस्ड उसमें आ रहा है लीग में आ रहा है तो जो चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए थी वो सारी एक साथ ही हो गई थी तो वो हो गया उसी सीजन वैन डाइक इंजर हो गया था उसके अगले सीजन में भी कोई ना कोई इंजरी रही है हमारे एक मेजर इंजरी इस साल भी क्या हुआ जोटा लुइस डियाज दोनों
hmm.
इंजर्ड रहे फिरमीनो काफी टाइम तक इंजर्ड रहा है डार्विन नुनेज को या तो अन्य से रेड कार्ड ले लिया था उसने अदरवाइज कभी उसकी कहाँ इंजरी हो रही कोनाटे इंजर्ड रहा है मार्टिप इंजर्ड रहा है तो थियागो फिर से इंजर हो गया तो वो प्रॉब्लम रही है. So I think, and now the team is building much more cohesively. So I think we might. So Arsenal, City, United, and Liverpool, and the relegation for me would be except Southampton and Bournemouth. Third, like the 17th place is the crucial place. I would want West Ham to go because I don't want Everton to go because वो जो साल में जो दो डाबी होती है उनका वो भी नहीं होगी उसके बाद.
दो गारंटीड विंस
वो
है भाई.
हाँ दो गारंटी. Now that Ancelotti is not there, दो guaranteed wins हैं. उसके अलावा I love like the way Leeds play, तो मैं नहीं चाहता कि वो लोग जाए. तो and I mean technically ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब मैं नहीं चाहता because it is fairly possible. West Ham is at 23, the relegation zone is at 21. तो एक भी खराब मैच हो रहा अगर हो रहा है तो I think
Yeah.
they can go down as well.
I just think that
I think
West Ham are too
even
talented. That's the only thing.
Dawson is not with them anymore. He was one of the major defenders for them. Like वो चीज जैसे ही वुल्स में आया ना वो एंड आई हैव सीन व्हाट ही कैन डू व्हेन ही प्लेड अगेंस्ट अस. वुल्स हैज लाइक वुल्स 4-5 मैच पहले तक वुल्स रेलेगेशन जोन में थी. 14 पे 13 पे आ गई है. आई थिंक आई थिंक हो सकता है चांसेस हैं कि वेस्ट हैम चली जाए नीचे.
Yeah. Okay.
वही वाली बात है कि उसके बाद हमारा वो आ सकता है कि हमारे पास जैरेड बोवेन बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव अ लाइक राइट विंग का कोई सब्स्टिट्यूट.
क्या है रे तुम लोग जैरेड बोवन. वो एक सीजन वन
सब
सीजन वंडर. वो रायन फ्रेजर है दूसरा.
वही बात ये है ना कि हमारे पास
भूल
सब्स्टिट्यूट
भी गई
कोई नहीं
दुनिया
है.
उसके बारे में.
Substitute कोई नहीं है. We are looking at Harvey Elliott and Ben Doak from the academy. I mean, these two guys can do. Ben Doak, I saw the game he had in PL2 last, like with तीन चार game pairs Leicester के against. The guy can play. काफी fast है. अच्छा like मतलब he can play well. तो वो चीज है. So let's see क्या रहता है. But yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So that was the first podcast of the other side. ये जो हमने किया. कैसा लगा तुम दोनों को? मतलब would you like to come on again? Both of you.
Oh,
Big thumbs up.
definitely, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with my feet also.
Yeah. So we'll try to do this more often. Obviously, it's hard to schedule these kinds of
Yeah.
podcasts because all four of us have full-time jobs. So, but we will do this pretty soon. Whenever you guys have time, just shoot me a message and we'll do it.
For sure.
So, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this one, and just leave us a comment if you want to get involved into the community. This is going to be a more of a community channel. Everyone will have a chance to come on and say whatever they want. So yeah, let us know in the comments. Be a part of the community. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you the next time.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.